Today I got a bunch of snippets of W2K23 content from a whole bunch of content creators on YouTube, and in the description are all their videos for you to watch them in full. In this video I'll just be showing you little snippets from all those videos and main talking points. So like I said, all the videos of the full gameplays are in the description for everyone I cover in this video. Let's get into it.
That's fatal!
So first I'm going to show you a bunch of male superstar entrances. The first one is Bobby Lashley, and I already showed Bobby Lashley's entrance in my last video. But Bobby Lashley's entrance is the first one by Smack Talks. Smack Talks shows a bunch of superstar entrances here. And we can see the reflection just looks so good with these entrances. The lighting, that is all a plus. Unfortunately for Bobby Lashley, he does not have his podium, so he does have an outdated entrance. And Bobby Lashley will be rocking his black and yellow tights. Even though some of the entrances are not updated, the models all do look updated, so that's great. Next up we have Drew McIntyre, and it looks like Drew McIntyre's entrance is the same, besides the lighting looking really good. He comes out and does the same thing, which is no big deal because that is his entrance and he hasn't changed it. So Drew McIntyre's entrance is more so the same than his entrance in 2K22. Next, Smack Talk shows off Braun Breaker's championship entrance. So not his regular entrance, his entrance as NXT champion. And we get a better look at Braun Breaker's model. In my last video, I showed a little snippet of Braun Breaker in the background, but now we get a nice close-up of Braun Breaker, and he's sporting that colorful 80s, early 90s attire, and I absolutely love it. And his facial scan looks great, and his model just looks spot on. We also get a nice look of the NXT title as well, which I love the way it sparkles and shines, so that's really cool. And like I said, this is Braun Breaker's championship entrance, so this is not his actual entrance. Next, we get a look at Seth Rollins' entrance. Now, Seth Rollins' entrance, besides the new reflections, is like almost identical. Next up, we have Cody Rhodes' entrance. Now, we all saw Cody Rhodes' entrance. I mean, they uploaded it as a separate video, so yeah, nothing changed with that. Next, we have Kurt Angle's entrance. I'm so glad Kurt Angle is in 2K23. We already knew Kurt Angle was going to be in this game because of the Showcase trailer, but it looks like this entrance is for the Kurt Angle from Showcase. So we don't know if there's two different Kurt Angles, but this is definitely the Showcase Kurt Angle. He comes out with the gold medal and the headgear, which I absolutely love. So hopefully we have another Kurt Angle. If not, this is our only Kurt Angle, which honestly, I don't mind because any Kurt Angle is better than no Kurt Angle. So Kurt Angle's entrance and model, what do you think about it? Next, we have Edge's entrance, and right from the get-go, you can tell that the Edge model is new. It's updated. He has shorter hair, which is great. We don't have to make creator wrestlers anymore of Edge with short hair. And now, if we want, we can just give him Judgment Day attire or his new Brood attire if we really want to. We don't have to worry about customizing a short hair Edge. And just like W2K22, they absolutely nailed this Edge model. So, spot on with the Edge model. Good job, 2K, with that. Next, we have Brock Lesnar's entrance. Now, this is pretty much the same entrance from his 2K22 entrance, except he doesn't smile when he's walking around the ring. He keeps a straight face the whole time. And Brock Lesnar's model and hair looks great. He's rocking a ponytail, so that's good. The next entrance is Kofi Kingston. Now, with Kofi Kingston's model, for some reason, I believe this looks like his My Faction model from W2K22. So it looks like they just gave us his My Faction model and just sort of tweaked it and made it look better. But I believe this is his My Faction model that they are now giving to us in the base game. Our next entrance is RVD. Now, we knew RVD was going to be in the game due to the Showcase trailer. And again, it looks like this is his Showcase model because of the entrance gear. Now, just like with Kurt Angle, I don't know if we're getting two different RVD models. If not, and the only model is his Showcase model, well, here it is. This is RVD's model. The next one's a big one, and it's Roman Reigns. But not just Roman Reigns, but we finally get confirmation of a double title entrance, and we finally get to see how it looks like too. Now, unfortunately, it just looks like a generic title entrance. We don't know how it looks like if Paul Heyman comes out. If he comes out with Paul Heyman as manager, and maybe the double title entrance will be more suited for Roman Reigns. But if not, then it looks like we just get a generic double title entrance, which is better than nothing. It's something that fans wanted in W2K22. It's something, I believe it was in W2K22, but then it got removed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm so glad we finally have a double title entrance, and it just looks great. And I can't wait to get my hands on this game, make Paul Heyman his manager, and see if the double title entrance changes. The next entrance is the man himself, John Cena. Now, this is his base game model, not his younger version, so he comes out with his modern entrance. And our final entrance for the male superstars is Xavier Woods. And again, just like I said with Kofi Kingston, I believe they gave us Xavier Woods' My Faction model from WWE 2K23, and I just tweaked it and made it look better, and then put it in the base roster of W2K23. Which, yeah, sure, might have been a little lazy, but if they already made the model for W2K22's My Faction, I can see why they would just tweak it a little bit and then put it in W2K23, because why create a brand new model if you already have a really good looking one from My Faction? So I get why they did it. Now, before we get into the female superstar entrances, I want to go over some images with you guys. The first one is our first look at the character select screen. You know, not too different from W2K22's. It looks like they blurred out their overall, which shows me that those are subject to change. And we get a look at their renders, especially Cody's render, Edge's new render. It looks like everyone actually has new renders, so that's great. And they are setting up a War Games match in the NXT arena, and you can also pick which team has the advantage, or you can randomize it. Our next photo is our first look at the showcase screen. Now I believe this is going to change because we only see 2 matches, of course, on the list. And also, there is no word of a Thugonomic Cena, which I hope is not the case, because it goes from debut John Cena versus Kurt Angle and then it jumps to 06 John Cena. So like, where's the Thugonomic John Cena, you know what I mean? So I really hope we do get a Thugonomic John Cena. I don't know why they wouldn't give it to us when he's literally the cover star on the deluxe edition, so that would be kind of a stupid teaser and then not put him in. But anyways, we have a look at the showcase screen and we see that the one-of-a-kind match, Rob Van Dam versus John Cena in 2006. The rewards are ECW One Night Stand, the WWE Championship, the spinner belt, and we also unlock 06 Cena and RVD. Now by looks of it, because we saw the entrance of RVD and he was rocking the One Night Stand attire, I think the showcase RVD is the only RVD we're gonna get in the game. And likewise with Kurt Angle, the only Kurt Angle we're getting in the game is the showcase Kurt Angle, which again, like I said, I'm not gonna complain about that, but it would have been nice to have like 2 versions maybe, but it's okay. We have our showcase screen and they're not going to show the other matches, of course, because they don't want to spoil them. So we at least see 2 showcase matches, and then there's also something locked on top that says "You can't see me." I wonder what that is. Maybe it's a special award, special match, but I guess we'll have to wait to find out. We also have our first look at China's model from the IGN video. Now in the IGN video, they did not show her entrance, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing from WWE 2K22. But this is China's model. So now let's get into the female entrances. The first one we have is Asuka, and now right away I noticed that she's rocking like a Jason mask, and that thing looks absolutely badass. Her attire is also different, so that's good to see. Her entrance is the same from WWE 2K22, but you can see her face makeup is different. Yeah, I did not expect us to get Kana because she just debuted Kana at the Royal Rumble, so of course I didn't expect us to get Kana. Maybe we'll get Kana in like a My Faction pack, you know, fingers crossed. That'd be cool. But yeah, Asuka's model looks great. Her face scan looks great. I love the Jason mask, and I love how she has different makeup on. Next up is Big Time Bex. We have a new Becky Lynch model right here. It is a Big Time Bex version. Now, it's kind of funny because this is actually outdated compared to Becky Lynch now, but that's fine. I'm actually okay with this one being outdated because I did want to play as a Big Time Bex, so I'm glad we have a Big Time Bex model. I know attire creators are going to have a field day with creating attires for Big Time Bex over here, and I can't wait to play as her. Next up, we have Bayley, and she definitely has a new model, and she's rocking her damage control look as well as her damage control attire, which we all kind of figured that's how Bayley was going to look. So with seeing that Bayley has her damage control gear and her damage control look, fingers crossed that we also have Io Sky as well as Dakota Kai with their updated hair and updated looks as well. And you can't forget the damage control theme song. That has to be in the game. That banger has to be in the game. Next up, we have Bianca Belair's model, and man, they always do her so dirty in these games, man. I wish this model was updated. Her hair isn't updated, her skin complexion is off, her attire sucks. She needs to be more built, she's way too skinny. I don't know what it is with them and Bianca, but they always do Bianca so dirty. I wish that Bianca was updated. Next, we have Charlotte Flair's entrance, and she is currently the women's champion as of this entrance here. And her entrance is more so the same from 2K22, so no big changes besides obviously the reflection and the lighting looks beautiful with all the entrances. And her model actually looks really good compared to her 2K22 model. Her model looks really good here, and it's more akin to that My Faction Charlotte model that looked better than the base game model from 2K22. So I'm glad we have a better looking Charlotte for 2K23. Next up, we have Liv Morgan, same entrance from 2K22. She doesn't have her makeup anymore. That's great. She's rocking an all black attire. My God. All right, my God is all I gotta say about that. But yo, give her some color. You know, she's very colorful with her attires. Give her some color. You know, like this kind of looks unfinished with the attire, but the model is spot on. So great job with the model. Great job with the makeup removal. I'm glad she doesn't have makeup anymore. And of course, people are gonna have a field day creating attires for her. Something about it just looks so generic, like it's unfinished with the all black attire, because she's so colorful with her attires. Next, we have a look at Rhea Ripley's Judgment Day model as well as Judgment Day entrance. So that's great. You see her Judgment Day Trons in the background. Rhea Ripley looks spot on. The piercing, the tattoos, everything is updated. Rhea Ripley's model is one of the best ones I've seen. So I'm so glad that they really put their work into Rhea Ripley. Now, if only they would put the same care and work into Bianca Belair. Next up, we have Ronda Rousey, pretty much the same looking model and entrance from 2K22, so not much of a difference with Ronda Rousey. The only difference is she is now in the base game rather than being DLC. Next up, we got Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's model looks great, her attire looks great, her entrance looks great. Shayna Baszler is spot on, so no complaints with Shayna Baszler. I think they did a great job with her. And the last one is Shotzi. Shotzi's entrance is the same one. She comes up with the tank, so that's good they didn't scrap the tank. Her model actually looks a little different. It actually looks better than her 2K22 model, just slightly different. I love the way her hair flows. Her hair feels more vibrant, more green. And her attire looks great. So good job 2K with these models. So as I was editing, more footage came out for me to show you, so I have some more screenshots to share with you. The first one is the main menu screen. Now there's obviously only two options. We have Play and Showcase. Play has Roman Reigns on it. Showcase obviously has John Cena on it. We see the little tabs up top there. Home screen, Creations, Online, and Options. So this menu select screen is not finished. We're missing My Rise, My Faction, etc. But we have a general understanding of how the menu is going to look like. It looks like the background changes. The background right now seems to be Judgment Day, and it probably rotates out with different Trons. Next up, we have confirmation of Royal Rumble being in the game. We have an image of Royal Rumble 2022 being in the game, so that's awesome. I will also have some Royal Rumble footage to show you later on in the video. Next, we have some actual in-game screenshots of Showcase mode, the very first match against Kurt Angle. We have a better look at the John Cena 02 model. We see that it's actually called John Cena 02 as well. Objectives are back, and this year we play as the opponent, so the objectives will be what the opponent does to John Cena. We get more shots of John Cena and Kurt Angle in the ring. And we also get a picture of the match complete screen, which shows us that we unlock the SmackDown Fist Arena, John Cena 02. And what I thought was only one Kurt Angle model, it seems we unlock a Team Angle Kurt Angle. Fingers crossed that is correct. And it's not just the render they used for the Showcase Kurt Angle, but that Kurt Angle is definitely rocking a Team Angle render. So let's hope that there's two different Kurt Angles in the game. Next, we get a look at the new pin system, which shows how it works, and I actually don't mind it at all. So pretty much you have till the count of 3 to time it in the green zone, and once you hit the green zone, you kick out. If you keep missing the green zone, you will be pinned. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this new pin system. To end the video off, we get some footage of War Games gameplay in the Survivor Series arena, so we have confirmation of the NXT arena as well as Survivor Series War Games, and apparently there's going to be 3 War Game arenas, which, fingers crossed, is WCW. It looks like no matter which arena you pick, War Games is set up the same with the cage in the background in front of you. Weapons can be brought into the cage, sledgehammers, tables, whatever weapon you want, it can be brought into the cage. And you can also climb the cage and jump off it, as Seth Rollins does in the first clip. You can use the cage to your advantage, and as superstars enter the cage, they can decide to pick up a weapon and bring it into the cage, or just enter the cage and start the fight right away. I will have a more in-depth War Games video later on. In this video, it's just snippets to show you what you missed. We also have some showcase gameplay against RVD. We have confirmation that John Cena 06 is a separate model. We get our first look at ECW One Night Stand Arena. And we get to see how the cutscenes transition into gameplay really well, and they actually nailed it. As you can see, when RVD gets his head smashed through the chair, it transitions from cutscene to gameplay smooth. As I said earlier, I also have Royal Rumble gameplay to show you. The gameplay for the Royal Rumble is pretty much the same as WWE 2K23's Royal Rumble. When the superstars enter the ring, the camera doesn't change. They enter from the left side, no camera change, so it's pretty much the same as WWE 2K23's Royal Rumble. There's also some gameplay of a singles match between Cody and Roman Reigns on a Monday Night Raw. Nothing too noteworthy from this gameplay. It looks like WWE 2K22's gameplay. Chain wrestling seems to not have made a return. You do have to grapple for every move. Superstars do show more sweat and more wear and tear the longer the match goes on. And one thing I definitely noticed is that Roman Reigns throws up the 1 during a taunt. And finally, I'm going to end the video off with some Performance Center gameplay. We see it's Xavier Woods versus Happy Corbin, which confirms that Baron Corbin is also out of date and still has his Happy Corbin gimmick. Hopefully we get current Baron Corbin for my faction, and then like What's the Status can take that model and put it on the communications, if you know what I'm saying. But that right there is a roundup of everything that has been released so far that I found for WWE 2K22. If I missed anything, go ahead and comment down below and I will add it in part 2. And like I said, I also have a War Games dedicated video that I'm going to make for all the things you can do in War Games and all the things you might have missed from the War Games gameplays. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to be a part of the Fatal family, and I'll catch you in the next video. Fatal Steven out. Peace.